This is a video review of the film. The film contains actors over 18 years of age. The video is made for entertainment purposes. The author of the video does not intend to offend anyone. Hi all. Today I will tell you about the film An Affair. A 42-year-old physical education teacher gets a job at a school and falls in love with her 18-year-old student. Anita arrives to work at a new school. She walks into the classroom and introduces herself to the high school students. She tells them that she is now their new class teacher. She also asks them to introduce themselves and tell a little about themselves. All the students tell ordinary facts about themselves, and only a guy named Marcus decides to stand out by saying that he has a big sausage. He also asks the teacher to tell more about himself. Anita says that in the past, she did rhythmic gymnastics. At home, Anita and her husband Hassa are celebrating his birthday. His adult daughters also came to them. They are happy that Anita has become a teacher and wish her to succeed in this. But Hassa says that Anita only worked for a week and is unlikely to be enough for anything more. He is also unhappy that because of her new job, they had to postpone their trip to Budapest. Anita is clearly unhappy with her family life because her husband constantly thinks only about work and spends little time with her in bed. And even in the morning, he's not around. In the evening, the doorbell rings, and Anita finds a bouquet of roses with a card on the threshold. She tries to understand who it could be, but to no avail. At night, someone is watching Anita from the street, recording everything on camera. The next day, in gym class, Anita watches Marcus and praises him. Marcus decides not to waste a chance and compliments her, calling her beautiful. After class, she thinks about what happened for a long time. In the hallway, Anita discusses her probationary period with a colleague. Anita tells her that she doesn't have enough skills to teach at this school, but the woman calms her down and asks her to contact her if she needs help. Suddenly, they notice a fight in which Marcus is beating up some guy. Anita is asked to take Marcus to the principal. In the locker room, she treats his wound and finds out that the guy Marcus beat up spilled tea on him. Marcus says he heard Anita broke her neck as a child. She does not understand how he found out, but she tells him that the fracture occurred due to an incorrectly performed somersault. The doctors were able to help her by placing several screws in the vertebrae, which remained for life. Marcus wants to touch these screws, to which Anita agrees. He touches her neck and tries to kiss her, but they are interrupted. Anita is late at work. She looks at Marcus's Instagram, after which she decides to write to him, asking him to forget everything that happened in the locker room. A colleague who is sitting opposite suggests that Anita have some fun, but she ignores him. Suddenly, she receives a message from Marcus, in which he sent her his secret photo. Anita laughs. The annoying colleague tries to find out why she is laughing, but she says that it is just a funny picture from a friend. When the colleague leaves, Anita looks at the photo sent by Marcus again. Anita comes home only at night and notices white roses in the hallway. She goes to bed and asks her husband where these roses come from. He says that they were lying at the front door. Anita asks if there was a note there, but there was no note. The next day, Anita invites Marcus's parents for a talk. It turns out that Marcus's mother is an old friend of Anita's, with whom they went to gymnastics together. Anita tells them about the fight that Marcus started, and says that the parents of the guy who was beaten want to refer the case to the police. But Marcus is not interested in listening to this, so he takes off his shoes and starts pestering Anita. Anita gets up from the table and ends the meeting. In the evening, she gets into the car. Suddenly, Marcus sits down next to her. Once again, he starts pestering her, this time more roughly. After this, Anita can't resist. The next evening, Anita and Marcus spend time together at her house while her husband is at work. Hassa returns home and again notices a bouquet of white roses left in the kitchen. He lies down on the bed, and Anita starts kissing him, imagining that she is doing this with Marcus. In the morning, during classes, Marcus asks Anita if she has time in the evening to have fun again, but Anita says she is busy today. After that, she goes to the men's locker room and spies on Marcus, remembering their last evening. At home, she texts Marcus and offers to go somewhere, but he refuses, saying that he has training today. Anita logs into Instagram and sees in her feed that Marcus lied to her. Instead of training, he spends time with a classmate at a bowling alley. Anita comes to Marcus's house. On weekends, there are meetings of a small literary club. At these meetings, neighbors discuss various books that they are currently reading. But this is all not interesting to Anita. She came here only to meet Marcus. A few minutes later, Marcus returns home, and his mother introduces her friends to her son. One of them decides to hug him, to which Anita looks at with displeasure. After that, Marcus goes to the shower. Anita follows him as soon as possible. She gets into the shower and gives him a nice massage. While jogging in the morning, instead of training, Anita texts Marcus. She wants to spend more time with him. Anita spends all her free time on the phone, and this does not go unnoticed by her husband. He increasingly suspects Anita of cheating. In the evening, they gather for a meeting. Hassa gives his wife a beautiful pendant, but she is not interested in her husband's gift. Now all she cares about is that Marcus doesn't answer her and avoids meeting her. In the car, Hassa asks her who she texts so often. Anita lies to him, saying that it is a colleague from work who thinks that she will get into trouble because of a fight at school. At lunch, Anita texts again. She tries to find out what happened to Marcus. Anita decides to go to Marcus and find out everything in person. Arriving at his home, she meets his mother. Anita says that Marcus didn't come to class today because he was sick. The woman is very surprised by this, because Marcus is fine. She says that he is currently training at school. Anita is going to school, but he's not at school. The students tell her that Marcus has gone to the harbor. She calls Marcus and offers to get into the car. In the car, Anita asks him why he is ignoring her. He confesses to her that he has fallen in love with a classmate named Mina. Anita tries to hide her disappointment behind a smile, but she's not good at it. Marcus also says that he would never date a 42-year-old woman, and that she was wrong to hope that they could have something, after which he leaves. Anita returns to her husband for a meeting. She begins to cry and remember the days she spent with Marcus. At home, she does not feel better and continues to cry. At night, Anita watches adult videos to somehow console herself, but she cannot stop thinking about Marcus's new girlfriend. She decides to teach her a lesson. After aerobics class, he goes to the women's locker room and finds Mina's phone. It turns out that her password is too easy. Anita looks at various photos on the phone and finds one that is too revealing. She decides to post the photo on Mina's Facebook page. During the day, she finds Mina locked in the toilet and crying. Anita asks her to open the door and tell her what happened. The girl opens the door and says that someone posted her secret photo on Facebook, and her main suspect is Marcus. Anita tries to calm Mina down and says that Marcus is a terrible person. The next day, Anita gives Marcus's mother a ride. The woman is happy for her son because he has a girlfriend and she has a positive influence on him. But Anita disagrees. She says that Marcus's new girlfriend is not as good as his mother thinks. Anita tries to turn her against the girl, but the woman says that Anita is simply biased towards Mina. And yesterday, strange sounds were coming from Marcus's room when he came home with his girlfriend. In the evening, Anita decides to follow what Marcus is doing at home with his new girlfriend. Anita realizes that her plan to separate Marcus from Mina has failed. She starts drinking a lot to make herself feel better. One day, she comes up with a plan to get Marcus back. She comes to his training and approaches him. Marcus asks him to stop following him, but the woman tells him that she is pregnant. Marcus is shocked. In the car, she shows a photo of the baby taken during an ultrasound and says that she is 6 weeks pregnant. Marcus doesn't know what to do and starts crying. Anita tries to calm him down and starts kissing him, after which they get down to business. Later, Marcus asks not to tell Mina about this. Anita promises him that this is their secret and no one will know about it. A few days later, in a clothing store, Anita meets her annoying colleague from work. He tells her that there are rumors going around the school about an affair between a student and a teacher. Anita says she doesn't know anything about it and leaves. After an evening workout in the gym, Anita goes to her car and notices an inscription on the hood saying that she is an easy girl. The next morning after jogging, Anita comes home and sees on the table the photo she showed Marcus. Her husband found it and now knows for sure that something is being hidden from him. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. It turns out to be Marcus's mother, who found out about all the details of the affair. She forbids Anita to see her son. Anita, unable to bear it, runs away and goes to a hotel. There she stays for one night. The next day she comes back home, but her husband does not let her in. He remotely opens the garage, in which there is a bag with Anita's things. She goes to work, where she also packs her things, and at the end, she is forced to justify herself to her colleagues. At that moment, she notices her husband's car and runs outside. Marcus gets out of the car. You can tell from his face that he is not worried at all about what happened. He says that Hassa is a great husband, and he hopes that she will find a new one and have children. He says goodbye to her forever. Anita sits down on a bench near the school, and she can't believe that all this is real, because now she has nothing left except a small box with her things. And this is where the film ends. Write your opinion about this in the comments. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell to be the first to watch new videos.